I cut it off and hit instead of hitting pause. So we're gonna let the coil cleaner sit for about 15 minutes, maybe 20, because this isn't a foaming coil cleaner. So it's not gonna go in, remove the contaminants or tarnish off of the tubing, and then foam back out of the fins. So we have to allow this to just do what it's gonna do. And so we may let it sit for about another 20 minutes, and then we'll rinse it thoroughly with a medium spray with the water hose. All right, see you guys in just a second. Now, while we wait for that, go ahead and take this time and hook up your, this is my pump, condensate drain line pump. Hook one in, I hook one in on this side. I'm old school. I got time to be looking for power, or sometimes you don't have an outlet nearby. So I decided to get one that's a manual, like a regular pump. And it's gonna suck whatever is in there out. I haven't been in the attic to check the condensate pan at the evaporator, but if some is in there, it'll pump out. So let's see what we got. Seem to have a little bit coming out. Let's bring it closer to it so we can see exactly what we have here. Yeah, just a little bit. So it's sucking whatever is all the way. This goes all the way up to the evaporator drain pan. Okay. Airtight. And what's happening in there? It's coming out right there. Now, who don't know how to use an air pump? You ever had a bike back in the day as a shorty? Then you know how to use an air pump. Yeah. Trying to get as much of that out. Because on these units, we also have safety switches on the drain pan, so that if the drain pan gets full of water because of excessive sweating and dirty air filter and evaporator coil, then it'll go ahead and sweat, and the dirt will become a slime as it run across those cold coils, and it'll congest that drain line, and the drain pan will fill up with water, thus causing the plunger to push up and interrupt the signal, the yellow or compressor wire that runs out to the unit outside. So we make sure that line is clear as well. I think this is a lot easier than climbing into the attic trying to blow it out. Blowing it out with the little bulb, it only does it so far and for so much, depending on how many times your drain pipe has to turn and move, and the length of it. This is a 2-story unit plus the attic. So it's best to just suck it out, either with a wet dry vac or pump it out, electric or manually, as I'm doing it here. I think that's gonna just about do it. Nothing else but a little drizzle coming out. Yeah. All right. Now we'll go ahead. We know that's clear. We can go ahead and take these loose. That. Real time, folks. Go ahead and pop them into place just to hold them steady. That's it. Same thing for the other side. Lift it straight up. Pop it into place. All right, that's it. Now we can carry that easy. We'll go ahead and take this and the pump sprayer with the coil cleaner in it. Sorry about that, folks. And put those away. We'll still keep our voltmeter, amp probe, in our tool bag, a little towel. It's kind of hot out here today. It's weird. Dead winter, February the 6th, and here we are, 77 degrees outside, but it is what it is. All right, get with you guys in just a second. Spray some weed killer on these things, these weeds around my clean out line, around my air conditioning unit earlier. Oh, it seemed to be working. I promise you, the last thing you need is for the landscapers to come to your community weed eating, and typically they find a way somehow to cut your thermostat wire. Some of them are coming through the ground and things of that nature, and they don't care. They just be weed eating, and they'll cut your thermostat wire, and it'll disconnect your signal from your thermostat to your contact, to the side of your contactor, and no power will be able to go through to your compressor. So make sure you watch out for that. If someone calls in a AC unit being down that's normally not down or haven't been down for a while, right after landscapers come to your property, first thing I recommend you check is to see if they cut your thermostat wire. Go ahead and splice them, put them back together. Your unit should come right back on. It wouldn't be considered a hard restart. It ought to kick right in because you never pulled the disconnect. Okay. In this case, uh, always if you have to pull the disconnect and or cut the breaker off to a unit to service, especially the outside condensing unit for cleaning coils and other major items, uh, always inform the resident that it's a hard restart and it may have it's going to have a start delay on the compressor up to 24 hours, however long it took for the manufacturer to run the final test or final inspection on that compressor. Anything after 24 hours, they generally chunk it and restart on another compressor. So up to 24 hours. Some people are fortunate to get it within 10 minutes at this property. I was fortunate to have some start at 10 minutes and others restarted at 16 hours. But it actually took them a lot longer than that, almost 36 hours, because they cut the thermostat off thinking something was wrong, which started their time back over. A valuable lesson learned. So always inform them of that and let them know that if they do anything to the unit, kill the power on the inside or the outside, it's going to start that time delay cycle all the way back over, and they'll be without air or heat air for a lot longer than they would have been. So you gain their trust, and it shows your depth of knowledge when you're able to inform the resident of things like that. Okay. All right. About that time, we're gonna go ahead and get down to rinsing this off. It don't look like it's doing anything else actively, so we'll go ahead and start rinsing it off. Remember, this is the area we started in, inducing it. You see it coming out of there at the bottom? A little dirt. Now, even though the shroud is at an angle, you still want to run it or spray it as straight into those directional fins on the evaporator, on the condenser coil as possible. Even on the evaporator coil, but in this case, we're dealing with the condenser coil, so you want to spray it as straight as you can. All right, this is real time, folks. And of course, I go straight up and down to make sure I get every surface area. You look at how many fins you got, and you move over, just overlapping maybe one or two of the openings. That's my process, but some people like to go side to side. you may be one of them. So if you choose to go side to side, that's fine. You're not doing anything wrong. Just make sure there's a spot right here that water can't spray through. So make sure you go up after. But I don't like doing that because it sprays water in my face. So I just go on and get them up and down. See? Let's make it just a little bit stronger. A little bit stronger. There we go. Now what we're looking for on the inside is for that water. Let me. There you go. Should jump right on through. You see that water jumping through there? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So we know we're rinsing it all the way through. All that dirty water collecting at the bottom, that's what we want to get. So just a little more pressure than what we had at first. Wish we had the foam and coil keying. It'd have a better result. There you go. All right, we'll go ahead and keep doing this all the way around. We let it sit. Go to the other side. Beware of trip hazards. Pull that hose out your way. Keep on going. If you're scared to get wet, this ain't the job for you. Yeah, get all that out of there. Sit. All of it out of there. However you got to do it. You can do it side to side too if you want to. I just don't recommend you spraying it in the air. You risk getting it in your eye. Because for me, okay, what kind of safety glasses I got going on? It always get in my eye. It bounces off the inside of the glass and right into my eye. Funny is, I didn't start wearing glasses till I turned. So I got into my 40s. Ain't that amazing? Keep doing this all the way around. Doesn't matter what kind of unit you have. Good man, bad man, it don't matter. All of the coils have to be clean. When you work around that sign, stay out of the direction of the water. You rinse this off. Once you rinse it down, get that out the bottom. Look at all that coming out the bottom. It's in there. Real time, folks. Get all off as best you can. If it seems like it's starting to bend the fin, let me see. Nah, it ain't. That was already done. All right. Just keep doing it just like that. This isn't a race. It's a marathon. You gotta rinse that coil cleaner out of there. It cannot stay on there. It'll damage your fin. Start eating them away. Okay? Now you gotta get all that little hay and grass out the bottom. So that's just as bad as dirty coal. Don't rinse that out of there. Make sure you got a clear drain port all the way around. All right. Now me, I do some things a little different too. Be careful. Quicksand. I rinse on the inside, but I try to make sure I don't get it on the. I try to steer away from the electrical. The least time you hit that fan, the more time you got surface area. There you go. To get the inside of the coil, especially when you don't have foam and coil cleaner. All right. Wait for that thing to slow down. That's what happens when you hit that fan. Almost there. Good. We get a little bit right there. Oh, I hit it a little more than I wanted to. There you go. Get it in there. There you go. Now you rinsing what came through. Get all that out of there. You see it real time, folks. Get all that out of there. Okay. There you go. All right. Pretty good. Now we're gonna go ahead and let that drain down. We don't want, remember, we don't want any chemical, and we don't want excessive water on there because these coils are going to get nice and cold. And we're going to send that through the fat line, which is the suction line, see, or the vapor line. And the fan is going to, once it sprays into the evaporator coil, it's going to become a vapor. Fan going to blow across that. Everything is colder as a vapor. And it's just so it's freon, just like water. And then it's going to blow across those cold evaporator coils, and that's what you get inside of your home. All right. Check with y'all when I'm about to turn it back on. Now, while you wait for it to drain off, go ahead and clean your area. All right? Clean from underneath. Look at all that coming. Watch. Yeah, get all that up. All that off the bottom. Okay? There's other stuff underneath there that you probably ain't seen in a while since the last time I cleaned the coil. It's probably my third time cleaning them on this property. Go ahead and clean your surface area. No dirt. Because it'll find a way to get back in them coils now. You go ahead and clean them off. There you go. So now what it's time to do? Roll up your hose. Hose is back rolled up. Ain't no sense of waiting and watching that drain. It's like watching paint dry, right? So go ahead and take your hose loose. Oh man. 1 second. Yeah, if you crank on that hose line, and now you need to get something else to take it loose. So you go ahead and get your little cheetah wrench so you can get that loose. But if you got to crank on a hose to stop it from spraying off the edge, then it ain't the threads, it's the gasket. I had to replace that hose gasket at my earliest convenience. Okay. That's why I bring my whole tool bag, because you never know what you're going to need, especially with some of the mistakes we make out here. But never sit still. You still got to do all of this. And until you pick up all of your equipment, the service is not over. So now we take this back, pull it away from the client's place. And remember, we got the towel, right? So go ahead and dry your hand off. Okay. Real time, folks. Why? Why we gotta dry our hand off? All that water we been messing with? Because we don't like wet hands? Nope. Gotta put that disconnect back in. Okay. Pull it out. Flip it over. And line it straight back up. I'm trying to film this and do it at the same time. It normally don't take this much effort. There you go. All right. See where the on is up top? Make sure it's in there nice and tight. Those loose ones will spark a fire. All right. Let's go ahead and put this away. We'll come back, turn it on. Got all our tools. Maintenance, don't shoot. Right. Well, that shouldn't have been an issue. There is a common wire connected. That shouldn't have been an issue on this unit. But it called for it anyway. We don't know what the manufacturers say, so switch that to auto and cool. It's 70 degrees in the house. We pulled the thermostat down to 61. Let's go check the temperature of the suction line. Back of the condenser. We'll see if it come on. It's gonna do a test run first. Fan came on, but doesn't mean that the compressor is on yet. And you can tell just by feeling for heat. Remember, because this is sucking heat or air across the compressor. The compressor is a motor. It's what runs this. It's what drives this thing. It pumps. It's a pump. Pumps, motors, they get hot while they're working, moving fluid. So this sucks that air across it to keep it from overheating. It's still cool, which means, lets me know the compressor is not on yet. Come down here. Yeah, see? So it did its little test. See a little sweat on the pipe. Now we gotta wait for the start delay on that compressor. Just let it run. Let it wait. And I come back in about a couple hours. Got to go check on some plumbing. Some drains are clogged. We'll go knock those out. But we'll go ahead and let this run and let the start delay kick in for that compressor. And I'll come back and it ought to be good. Yeah, that's not on yet. That's, all right. And of course, you can always take your thermal probe. I think I can see what's going on. You can always take your thermal probe out. Disconnect everything on your voltmeter. Go ahead and unclap everything. Set that to the side. There we go. Everything is in there. Out the way. Take your thermal probe. Switch it to temp. The bottom. You got a 1 and a 2 on it. So 1, 2. Okay. And you'll notice once you got it on thermal or temp setting, it doesn't allow it close up half of the openings at the bottom for your leads. Now you bring this on down to the temperature setting, Fahrenheit, Celsius. All right? You can check it with your fingertip. 86, 87. So it's going up. We know the temperature probe works. Let's get some light on that. 88. See it? Let's go ahead and find a spot. Go ahead and slide this up in. And now I got a clamp too. I just didn't bring it with me. Take this and slide it up the sleeve. You can squeeze that sleeve if you want to. Go up top. And it's showing 71. Yeah, see, that's how you know the compressor's not on because it's not cooling that suction line. Let's go on in a little bit more. Yeah. So once that kick in, it ought to be dropping down. Thermostat is set to 61 degrees on the inside because it was 70 on the inside of the house. It's certainly not going to send down warmer temperature through the suction line than it is the temperature of the house. So there you go. That's how you know. Suction line ain't cool, then the compressor is not pumping cool refrigerant through. All right. Now, for some strange reason, my locks have been taken off. See that? Of my test valve. I don't know who did that, but I like to keep them locked. I didn't do it. So we'll see what's going on. Like I said, fan is on auto. Oh, sorry about that. Put something to cut that light on. Cool. Still 70 degrees in the house, which means the compressor haven't kicked in yet. is 61, set to 61 degrees. All right, that's all, folks. Appreciate you. Condenser coil cleaning for a central heating air unit has been completed. This is another episode of What Can't Maintenance Do?